Okay, I believe we are live. Welcome to Loose Wires, the show where we talk about current events and news items from a anarchist communist perspective. And I'm Corey, and I'm joined once again by my friend Nick. Thanks for joining me.
Corey. Another good episode and good topics for the podcast today.
Yeah. Should be a good one. I hope.
You always bring good comments and good
feedback. We always have good audience participation. So
it's a good group. I love this show.
I guess before we get into it, again, if you want to support the show, you can do that at patreon.com/skepticalleftist. And if you want to give us become a member or whatever on YouTube, you can do that too, or follow us on Twitch. There's all these things you can do. I've got a single, a goal of one super chat. And I said, I'll be very happy and I'll cheer if somebody gives us a super chat for this episode. So that's always an option. And besides that, I guess we'll try and get into the stories a little bit.
Nice, Corey. Plenty of topics, as we were saying.
Yeah, that's right. And then I actually got two. Velkin 999 is here. Hi, Velkin.
Hi, Velkin.
I actually have two stories that if we have time after the live stream, we'll talk about for like supporters to get.
Oh, nice. Great.
They kind of just popped into my feed today, so I was like, cool. Well, that's interesting. Okay.
There's no short of good topics.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Good to talk about, of course, but kind of bad, obviously bad.
It makes for a lot of choices for what you can do on the show. So
good way to put that.
But so our first story is about the world and marching for Gaza. And across Europe and the Middle East, hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets to denounce Israel's ongoing assault on Gaza, which has killed more than 67,000 Palestinians over the last 2 years. That's almost certainly an undercount. I believe we've talked about that before, where there is other organizations that said that's definitely an undercount. The biggest demonstration happened in Amsterdam, where roughly 250,000 people filled Museum Square, demanding their government stop arming Israel. Similar scenes played out in Istanbul, where crowds marched from Hagia Sophia to the Golden Horn, calling for Muslim unity. We had protesters carried signs naming the atrocities for what they are, and urging their governments to end complicity. Even with scattered ceasefire talk, Gaza remains shattered, obviously, and starving. And I think, say 250,000 people marched in Amsterdam. There's lots of people in Turkey as well, and all over the Middle East and Europe, calling for a stop of the arming of Israel right now.
Yeah, good call for unity. And I was looking at some of the notes you were taking, and just did a simple Google search of who is arming Israel. And there's a lot of guilty parties, obviously, and the most guilty. Well, the person doing the most funding is obviously the United States, as usual.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, it's.
And I never understand. It's like, they're the government's pushing for an end to the war, having meetings with groups in Egypt, I believe it was this week, but they're funding the war. I mean, it doesn't ever makes any sense to me of how they can, and they don't really talk about that much in the public. I mean, they say it's public knowledge, of course, that that the U.S. government is funding the war, but I mean, it's never really discussed of why that they're doing that.
Right?
Because peace, but keep studying the weapons.
Yeah, because it serves the money. That's why, right?
Yeah. It's a common theme we always come back to with this. Is like every these wars are centered around someone making a lot of money, which is obviously not someone, defense companies.
Yeah, that's
connected to politicians, for
military contractors,
reelected, and it's just a circle of just disgusting behavior. That's a pattern.
I know. some of these some countries like Canada, for example, we've talked about in the past, where Canada, the nation, has apparently like had a rule about not sending arms, but then they circumvent that through
Yeah.
like all kinds of weird ways.
Like one small piece to a weapon that a weapon needs to function. Oh, we're just sending that piece, not exactly
Yeah,
a weapon,
that's right.
but to make it so that it
We're
works.
sending or we're sending all the pieces but separately.
I mean,
somehow that works, right?
yeah, that's okay. Don't, but
Yeah.
we're not doing it directly. It's still shocking that that's not word isn't shocking. It's been happening forever, but
right.
How that they can get away with this, you know? I mean, we're so tied to money that we're willing to let innocent lives suffer. I mean, it's just like, I would never do this. You would never do this. Most of the people in the world wouldn't want this to happen. Just to gain a profit.
And I think we're seeing that. Like, I think that we're seeing through like these kinds of uprisings and stuff. Like, it's not a popular thing to be in favor of a genocide or funding a genocide or arming a genocide. So, like, we all see what's happening here.
Yeah.
Now it's just power needs to actually do as the people want.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of how we're connecting even right at this moment. And the beauty of the internet is that we can all see what is happening. Like,
that's
true publication of information where we can actually, okay, this is actually happening. I've done my due diligence. I can see that these events are occurring. I can look up items and make sure it's not just a propaganda speaking to me, that I'm doing the correct research and knowing what is occurring. I mean, brings us together, and
that's right.
See that it's occurring.
Yeah,
makes me sick,
exactly.
And
I mean, I don't know if I have any of the topics related to it in our notes, but there was the freedom flotillas that were arrested this last little bit, and like the mistreatment of all of the people that were involved and arrested and put into Israeli prisons. And then like I know a lot of people are talking about the mistreatment of Greta Thunberg because they singled her out because she's famous, right? And of course, so then they had to make an example of her.
Like, do they not think that this information is going to get out? I mean,
if you're doing that's just it.
Like, and especially when you research some of the other things that we've heard have happened to these hostages. I mean, it's more than appalling. It's tragic. This is.
I watched a short video the other day or yesterday, I think it was, and there was a woman who had a broken leg before she was imprisoned. Something must have happened, and they slammed a door on like a steel door on her broken leg. So like they just they do not care.
Yeah, I mean, atrocity after atrocity with war, of course.
Yeah,
like innocent people are always suffering because of this.
That's right.
You guys want to fight? Go fight with your fists in in the woods, and don't bring this into the cities where we all live.
Relocked said, I did hear that all the attention being put on the flotillas did let Palestinian people access the shore to fish.
Huh.
So that's good. That is good. At least some people got to fish and get access to some food anyway.
Yeah. One small positive out of a tragedy. Yeah.
Wow.
Good to know that, though. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I guess we'll move on to our next story. So Ecuador's indigenous movement has taken to the streets after President Daniel Noboa lifted diesel subsidies and drove up fuel prices. The national strike, led by the Confederation of Indigenous Nationalities of Ecuador, has blocked highways and filled cities with demonstrations. The government's response has been violent. A Quechua man named Efrain Fuerez was killed by security forces near Iluman, and hundreds of others have been detained or injured. Noboa claims the measure will save over $1 billion for social programs, but critics say it follows the IMF's usual austerity plan that cuts public support while enriching elites. States of emergency now cover much of the country, and protesters are being charged with terrorism.
I like this story. Yeah. And so there was a subsidy for fuel, which helped the indigenous people afford it. Now that's been removed.
Yeah.
which
They
is
brought
supposed
prices down. Yeah.
yeah. So prices have basically gone up, and now the indigenous people can't afford to do what they used to do to make a living.
Yeah, or yeah, like all people, I think, but I think it's mainly the indigenous people that are doing the protesting.
Okay,
Which is often the case, actually.
Yeah.
when governments here in Canada do things that are damaging to the environment or the economy, or like that affect regular people, often it's indigenous groups that are the first ones to stand up to it.
I love that too. Like real natives of the land who've suffered from colonialism and
right. Yeah.
standing up for
Standing up against the governments that
yeah,
they're
yeah.
being oppressed by.
And,
Yeah.
and it's obviously, like you said, very violent over there with the security forces killing people because of this. And that's what I never understand either. Are the ones that just that I mean, okay, like I even put myself in their shoes. Like imagine you're a soldier. That's how you make a living, and
right.
you get paid to be a soldier.
Right.
But if a government turns and they are doing the wrong thing, I mean, you have no choice but to quit that job. You have to, and it's that. I mean, that's a difficult item to do.
Absolutely. I find it very strange to me that it's the same with like people who join ICE right now. Like, how do you justify that in your head? Like, are you actually that kind of person, or are you?
Yeah.
Do you believe in law and order so much? Like, I don't understand it.
And I think the people that the ones that join, even if you join today, for a government that's doing something terrible, I mean, yeah, you obviously just support that government. You don't support like you're a bad guy. I mean, there's nothing else to it. But if you're already, and I can see the position of like, look, maybe you're a soldier and you've got a family and you've got kids, and like, what are they going to do now? But I mean, you put yourself. I've never, we're both younger, and we've never seen it. Been through World War II,
right?
Vietnam, and it's. I can see how it would be difficult, but you have no choice.
People did it during that, like during Vietnam too, right? Like they tore up their draft cards and they they fled and like you do what you need to do so that you can still sleep at night, so that you can know that you did the right thing. Like,
and you have to remember, like that's the risk you take when you become a government employee.
Yeah, well, that's right.
And I don't think people think about that very much. You go into the government, and you think, all right, this government, I'm supporting it because they're for the people, they're protecting us. And then all of a sudden, a new politician comes in and obviously uproots anything that could have possibly been good, which is happening right now, of course, and has been happening forever.
Which is the risk that you always take when it's government, right? Like, because you never know who the next leader is supposed to be, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I think of myself if I'm in the corporate world. If I was working for a company, and all of a sudden the company was found out to be just like in the history of the financial world, one of these companies that was part of a massive fraud, and you were unknowingly perhaps a part of it, and I was like, I would just quit. I would have to quit, and I'd put me in jeopardy. I wouldn't be able to maybe take care of my mortgage, or things would drastically change. But it is the right thing to do. It's just you have to do what is right.
And I mean, I work in the oil industry, and I know the damage that does to the environment. But I also work in an aspect of it that is supposed to help mitigate that to some degree.
Nice.
So it's, I understand that there's varying degrees of this too.
Of course.
But I'm never going to, like, if they said to me tomorrow, well, Corey, just go burn that, oil that's, just dump that in the field so that, don't worry about it. I would not do that.
Exactly. I mean, we're all part. I mean, yeah, we all work. We all get money for reasons that every company is just this amazing full of integrity. No, that's not the case. They're all doing bad things. But yeah, if it gets to a point, you have to make a decision.
That's right. And Nilo Nostrum says, which is why registrations and protests can be just as effective as taking a walk in the street.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. And I like they're. Oh, go ahead. Just cut you
I was
off.
just gonna say, yeah, if the people you work for actually give a shit about what the job getting done, and if you can band together with your coworkers,
Yeah.
then yeah, absolutely, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, and that's that's the beauty of what's going on with this story in Ecuador is like people rallying together, and I
That's
mean,
right.
yeah, it makes a lot of problems, and they're risking their lives, but
Yeah,
I mean, they're doing the right thing. They really
they
are.
are.
You
Yeah,
know, it's terrible how these governments
I, I
can get away with this.
I should mention also that article is from truthout.org, which is not like a mainstream news item or news source. It's a kind of a lefty news source. So,
Well,
but
nothing wrong with that.
uh, yeah, he said resignations, not registrations. I think I read resignations.
I think it said it said resignation. Yeah, I think you may have said registration.
All right. Well, might as well move on to the next story here. So Britain is moving to criminalize protest more because they've been trying to do this for a while now. Various laws have been put in place and been removed from by their Supreme Courts and whatnot. But civil liberty groups in the UK are sounding the alarm as the government moves to expand police powers against protests. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood says new rules will let police restrict demonstrations based on their cumulative impact, whatever that means.
Yeah, nice broad term, cumulative impact.
Yeah, allowing them to move events, limit attendance, or shorten their duration if they've happened repeatedly in the same area. The announcement follows hundreds of arrests at a pro-Palestine action rallies and comes just days after deadly attack on a Manchester synagogue, which the government is using to justify a tougher stance.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a young red-haired woman sitting on the grass with a sign in her lap, being read her rights and being arrested by the police. And I can't. How do you take yourself seriously as an officer?
Yeah.
When that's the way that things are going.
Yeah, similar to what we were already just saying. It's
Yeah,
how do you do that? Like, I understand if people are being, well, I guess it depends on the situation. But if there's violence occurring, I understand if violence is occurring and innocent life is being threatened. Then yes, there's a fine line there. But if someone is being peaceful and groups are gathering to protest something that isn't just, something that is wrong, like what is happening right now.
Yeah.
How can you justify your position? How can you be an officer? Like just exactly what you just said, Corey. How can you live with yourself? How can you even respect yourself?
Yeah. Relock said, weird to recognize the Palestinian state and then crack down on people protesting the genocide of the residents of that state.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good point. Yeah, they did. They recognized Palestine as a state. Other than, nope, now we're not letting you protest or talk.
Nilo Nostrum, LOL, maybe they should remember to consider the cumulative impact of arresting too many people on the economy.
The cumulative impact.
Yeah.
What bullshit lawyer thought of that term? God, the
cumulative impact.
Impact. Yes, that's a good one. Let's use that. We can. That's a nice large umbrella to fit these under.
Yeah. Very strange way of wording things, I think.
Yeah. Typical though. Typical for a big government to make a new act, a new legal requirement to limit what they don't like to see.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
I just watched something actually from one of these environmental groups in the UK that some of the members are facing like terrorist charges and stuff because they're protesting in favor of the environment or against the damage or climate change. And it's just like governments always, they can't stand anybody standing against them. It's kind of the whole thing, right?
I mean, first of all, it'd be nice if they did the right thing, but then second, it's like why, like,
Every time somebody points out that they're not doing the right thing, they're like, nope, that's illegal. You can't say that.
You can't do that. Like,
Yeah. No, it's
wrong
fucked.
people in charge as usual. And I'm sure they have these officers that are doing these things. Like they hire the wrong people always. Like that's a big problem with people. Like obviously ICE here in the United States and a lot of police too. Like they're always the same kind of guy, the same bully type. But they're always
a certain type of person that's drawn to that kind of work, right?
And not always. There's tons of good police officers. There are good police.
I'm sure they're good people, but I don't believe there's such a thing as a good police officer.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, because, I mean, you're just taking orders for something that really like is just the right thing to be doing, and you're just following orders. Like, how can you do that? You know, like
kind of a weird position. Like I once considered joining the RCMP.
Okay,
years and years ago.
I used to join the military when decades ago too. Yeah,
but I was a skeptic, right? But I wasn't a leftist or an anarchist, not really. And but so they used the lie detectors to determine whether or not you can get into the RCMP, and lie detectors are 100% pseudoscience. They're absolute bullshit.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, but this doesn't make any sense. How can you be this, right? Like, how can you use this lie detector? And so I went through a couple of the like orientations or whatever, and it became very clear that it's just about like, you have to follow the rules. You have to follow orders. You aren't allowed to think. You have to be an automaton who just, wants to hurt people, essentially.
Exactly. Like, I will do exactly what you say. Like, it's funny you mentioned that because, like, when I graduated college with a decent amount of student loan debt, and before graduating, I was like, I was kind of depressed a bit. I was like, what am I going to do? And I was thinking about joining the military. That you join the military, you get, they pay for your student loans. I was like, okay. And I went through like 2 different branches of service to like meet the recruiter and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, the guys that would speak to me, they were exactly what you just said. Very just like, and we're here to win. And we go in to battle. I was like, I'm like, what are you talking about?
No,
I'm like, is this how
I thought this was about serving our community?
I was like so turned off during the discussion. I was like, well, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it was the biggest turn up, but it happened very quickly. Like, it was just, I could tell the usual people that they get. Just someone's like, yeah, I want to win and support the military and the government. And like,
right.
Well, what if you aren't doing what is the correct thing? And just people that have no intelligence. Like,
I know. I'll get to some comments here in a second, but I know that there's a variety of people that joined in the U.S. anyway after 9/11 because they wanted to defend America. They wanted to defend their country. And a lot of those people got disillusioned because they found out that the military was not what they imagined. It's not like a place where you do the right thing. It's just
not at all. Yeah. And they're not going and fighting. Yeah. Fighting
the good fight.
Yeah. It's like you're not like define that. Like, do you know 100% that these are the bad people?
Right.
Oh, you don't know that? But well, let's go in and kill them anyway. Like, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's like, I don't know how, but you can get brainwashed into thinking that. That's what's scary. What we see about what's happening in the Britain, what's happening in Ecuador, what's happening in the United States. It's like the men. It's always the men that they're so easily influenced.
Yeah,
so easily to just want to be accepted and be part of other men that think the same thing. They think they're being virtuous. You're not, man. Like, just take a break and think about it.
Yeah, that's right. Like, actually apply critical thinking to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Velka99 talking about police and domestic abusers. Yes. By and large. Yep.
I like that. Good. Domestic abusers.
That's what the police attract. Yes, exactly.
That is that's 100% true. 100%.
And then Relock said, so with nonviolent protest, it's meant to provoke exactly what that violent reaction by the state. So the cops are doing what they're supposed to do. Yeah. They're basically doing what they're told to.
Yeah.
Velka999, recruiters will promise you anything and everything to get you joined. They'll promise you an education and your dad coming home from going to pick up milk and cigarettes. Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I
yeah,
felt.
that's
Good
right.
comment, Vulcan. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I can obviously tell what you're saying is not true, and
Yeah,
I don't know who you think you're talking to. Not like I'm genius, or not at all. I'm just a regular person, but like it was easy
right.
to see through the propaganda. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you have to be really willing to buy into it, right? Like that's
Yeah.
yeah,
And there's so many men like that that are just so willing. Men are very impressionable, and I was an impressionable
yes,
youth myself, but not that impressionable. Like, come on, like
right.
just think about it, man. Just
Yeah,
take a second. Like you really
yeah.
think it's a good idea? Gung ho.
I guess we'll go on to our next story. Um, Assata Shakur passed away.
Yeah.
The black revolutionary who spent decades in exile in Cuba died on September 25th at 78 years old. Once a member of the Black Liberation Army and former Black Panther, she was convicted in 1977 for the killing of a New Jersey state trooper after a shootout that left her wounded and her comrade dead.
Mm.
Shakur always maintained she was unarmed and targeted because of her politics, and the case became one of the most contested of the COINTELPRO era when the FBI waged war on the Black liberation movements through infiltration, false charges, and state violence.
Yeah. I like the point about false charges. I'm sure that
Yeah.
was happening all the time.
Yeah. I think that's one of the main things that I took away from reading about her in the past was that this was large. It seemed quite unlikely, in fact, that she was actually guilty of what she was convicted of.
Yeah.
Like,
she was convicted of killing a police officer at a routine stop for traffic or for, I think, their tail light being out on their car.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it falls into that category of yes men just doing it. Like, all right, we're going to frame this person because of what they believe in. And obviously you're getting a racist individual to do that.
Right. I think in one of the articles I read, it said that like her injuries were considered consistent with her version of events, not the police's version of events. So,
and I was reading up about it a bit, and the prison escape. I mean, this is a pretty dramatic event. Like I saw that her friends they disguised themselves as visitors and broke her out, and then she was like living underground for like 4 years before she made it to Cuba. Like, and then I saw it was like she was in Mexico, then to Cuba, and then that's obviously where she's been. But like, what a story! And I didn't realize she had. There's a book. I'm gonna buy that book.
Yeah, her autobiography.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild. And
where are we? Vulcan99 says big RIP. Yeah. Absolutely. On the bright side, she did beat the cop.
Did she? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And then earlier, Nilo Nostrum said, the army is in a serious recruitment crisis. It's great.
Fuck, stripes smile. Yeah. I mean, how could you go through a recruitment at this stage?
Yeah.
Same with that story. Whoever framed. Go ahead. You're gonna read your.
I was just gonna. Yeah, Relocked said Huey P. Newton's autobiography spends a large amount of time going through a case where he was also falsely accused of killing a cop. Weird that happened so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
No accident. Yeah.
Nilo Nostrum. For people like Assata Shakur, I hope that heaven does exist. Yes.
Well, what a nice comment, Nilo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice comment. Yeah. People like that, wrongfully accused, and like we were just saying, can you imagine the type of people that are trying to that are making these decisions to do something like that? I mean, that's the worst of the worst. And I mean, obviously they're racists and disgusting human beings. It's like we're experiencing today. Like these people. I mean, how can you be that? How can you be a person like this to hate a group of people based on the color of their skin? I mean, I just think about it. Just think about it. For God's sake.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's so much going on there. It's so fucked up.
Yeah. It is. That's the best way to say it. Corey. It's like, how that mentality, you know, like how can you think that what you're doing is right? How could you possibly be compelled to think that? You know, those kind of people they just don't deserve to be. They don't.
It's
deserve to
I
be
mean,
here.
we're seeing so much of it right now too, like because it's that mentality that says like reality doesn't matter. The fact that you're talking about other human beings is irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
And it's just my perspective. I believe that, you know, my race is superior because of this lie that I've been told my whole life.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the world like. I guess it's always been the world we live in, but it seems so clear now, like with the amount of communication we have and
That's
the
a
amount of misinformation that we have.
very, very good point. It's transparency now. Now we can see it, and now it's like you can't hide. These people are out in the open. Like we know who you are.
Yeah,
And
that's
if
right.
you're following Trump, you're following ICE, we know for a fact that you're a racist, misogynist. We know who you are. You know, like it's fine. It's a dividing line. There's no gray area anymore.
Kristen Supine said, some people in my circles have been writing her off just because she was a Marxist-Leninist, but that doesn't matter really. Her story is tragic and relatable, and she was a revolutionary.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I fully agree. You know, it's amazing how many things I can agree with Marxist-Leninists. Yeah. And Kristen Supine also said, I still have solidarity with people like her forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said, Kristen. Well said.
Yeah,
I like that.
absolutely.
Me too.
I guess moving on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Apple caves to
good
Trump
story.
pressure. So Apple has pulled ICE Block, which was an app that let immigrants report and track ICE raids after pressure from the Trump administration. The decision came hours after Attorney General Pam Bondi bragged on Fox News that she had personally demanded its removal. ICE officials claimed the app endangered agents by revealing their locations, though it functioned like Waze, relying on crowdsourced reports to warn communities about nearby enforcement activity. IceBlock's founder, Joshua Aaron, called Apple's move a capitulation to authoritarian pressure and a violation of free speech.
Yeah, yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, agreed.
The company said that it was objectionable content with potential to harm law enforcement. And I don't know. I'm just never going to be convinced by that.
Oh, absolutely not. First to talk about the app, like
right.
The people reporting, people helping each other. Like
they're basically,
it's hey, be aware, something's going on over here. Like that's a beautiful thing. Like I really like that app. The comparison to Waze, like Waze is a really cool app. I don't even know if Waze is still around anymore. But like,
yeah, I don't know.
It was really cool. Like we talked to each other, we helped each other. You know, like through like, oh hey, there's traffic up here, and through Waze, you say if there's a cop up there, you're like, oh hey, there's a speed check. There's a speed check up here. There's a cop in 10 miles.
Slow down when you hit this number highway.
Yeah, like I love people.
Yeah,
uniting about things like that, you know, and this is another one. So like the app, like great that that the app existed, and then obviously what Apple is saying. I mean, and I'm curious, like what is that? What Apple's motivation? Like, are they trying to get some federal approval for something? I assume they are, which is why.
Well, I mean, they do always tend to capitulate to power is the thing. They did the same thing in Hong Kong during the protests there. So, yeah.
Like,
but of course, the politicians who wanted this to happen were against that and said that it was a violation of free speech. So
now they've totally turned. Like,
that's right.
And this would be a good. Like, imagine you're the CEO, or imagine you're an executive at Apple.
Yeah.
And you're reading that, and this is happening. I mean, this is a time when just stand up for the people. Like, take a stand. Look. And what do you got to worry about? These executives, you know, how rich are these people?
That's
right. lose your job at Apple and still be a millionaire? Like, do the right thing.
That's
do the right thing. Take a stand. Be a company and take a stand. And it's all about profit. They lose their job. What are they going to not be able to afford their fifth home?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's sick.
No, it's all fucked up.
Yeah, like these corporations is what makes me sick the most because it's just about profit, nothing about humanity. Like it'd be nice. It'd be just. I want that to happen so bad, Corey. It's like one big company take a stand. Like, no, we're doing the right thing, you guys.
I guess back to a couple comments about Assata Shakur. So we mentioned Marxist-Leninists earlier. Nilo Nostrum said MLs are caught up in a lot of contradictions these days, but they are some of the most earnest and dedicated people I know, which I can agree with for sure.
Good comment. Good
And
comment.
then Relocked said, I mean, if we have to write off the Panthers, I think I'm out. Yes.
I loved that group when I was a kid. Like I was always drawn to like revolutionaries as a kid. I loved.
Right?
I don't know. I was just it seemed right to be drawn to that because they're against oppression and they're for what is right and they're taking a militant approach. But how can you not if you're put in a position like that? How can you not feel the need for that?
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
you're always I feel drawn to that struggle.
Yep. No, it's one of those things, like, absolutely, like, I don't know, even like most people root for the underdog, right?
Yes.
Like,
how can you not? Yes.
So then, like, like in reality, the underdog is like various people who have been oppressed by governments and by white supremacy, or in the case of many women, by men, and like these are the underdogs in real life. Like,
the good guys.
It's not just a movie, right? Like, it's like in real life,
really
people are fighting against power. Yeah.
Fighting against power. Like when the power is doing the wrong, power is always doing the wrong thing. Anywhere time the word power is used, it's like what's
the power over rather than the power to like I think it's Anarch in one of his videos. He talks about the power to act, or rather than the power over others, or something like that. And like the power, people who have power over others almost always abuse it. So
yes, always, because you wouldn't want it. I think I mentioned this on a previous show. I hope I'm not repeating myself too badly, but that author Doug Adams from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and there's another book, Restaurant at the End of the Earth. I think it's the quote in Restaurant at the End of the Earth, when he says, I'm going to butcher the quote, but something like, anyone who wants power shouldn't be allowed to have it. Yeah. I love that. It's like, it's so true. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Like if I was like,
it's a nice solid rule to live by.
like just if you want to do the right thing and you are suddenly in power because of that, well then great, but you shouldn't crave to have power. It's a red flag.
Yeah, that's right. Kristen Supine said, true, the Panthers were some of the best MLs out there, truly dedicated to the values of empowerment and mutuality.
Yeah, good.
And Velkin999 said, it's the power to versus the power over.
Yeah. Oh, very, very nice, Velkin.
That's right.
Power to. I like that. Power over. Huh. Very, very nice.
And as soon as it pops up, I will bring up, there it is. Nilo Nostrum said, they have advanced the struggle so very far, but they have come to some of the most uncomfortable truths that are the hardest to face, and the discussions that need to happen are too contentious. Yeah, I think in general, I disagree with like their ultimate use of the state, like MLs, I mean. But ultimately, like when we're all fighting against those in power right now, I think that we're on the same page, right?
Yeah, that's well said, Corey. Yeah, at a point like this, we're all on the same side. We don't want the people that are in power. We want the people that are in power to be out of power.
Yeah, that's right.
And you can easily just relate to anyone who thinks the same. I'm like, no, like this is just wrong, you guys. Like what's happening is wrong all over the world. Like, and we can get together on that.
I think sometimes, like, and I'm as guilty of this as anybody. We get hung up on like online discourse, which is often like the most extreme versions of various philosophies and whatnot. So like, that's where you'll see like the guy who says, if you don't take the job we give you after the revolution, then we'll line you up against the wall. Like that. Like that's where you get that kind of guy saying that kind of thing.
I see what you mean. No, you're right. Well, yeah, a lot of stuff that comes online can be dangerous.
Nilo Nostrum says, like the question of China's support or lack of support for Palestine and their trading with Israel. This is a tightrope to walk for ML theory. Yeah, I think that's right.
Good
Yeah.
point. Yeah, good comments again. I love your audience. Always has the best comments. Like a respectful, good audience that cares about humanity and cares about equality. So you get it.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah.
And okay, so I didn't want to talk about this. Is another one of these things. I hate talking about these people, like Bari Weiss.
Ah.
CBS News has handed control to Bari Weiss, a career opportunist who built her name on pretending to be silenced while attacking anyone who challenges power. After years of pushing dishonest culture war narratives and smearing Palestinian solidarity as anti-Semitism, she is being rewarded with one of the most powerful editorial jobs in American media. Her appointment comes through tech billionaire Larry Ellison, a major Trump donor and staunch supporter of Israel's military, who now owns CBS through his Skydance takeover of Paramount.
God.
This is what happens when billionaires control the press and use it to protect their interests, which is exactly what Dan Rather warned us about years ago.
Yeah, that's why your note. Billionaires taking control is like this. This is the bigger problem in the world. Well, it has been forever. Like what? He only wants his views to be. He wants his views to be accepted. He's got a lot of money, and all he's doing is buying corporations so that view can be supported by others, so that everyone knows what his view is. Same with every other billionaire out there. Like these billionaires make me sick. Like have some goddamn integrity for Christ's sake. It's not difficult to have integrity. It feels good to have integrity. Like what? Just because you have a lot of money, do you really feel the need to silence others that don't?
Right.
Like, well, these guys are like the most pathetic men in history. These billionaires, like
it's the race to be the richest guy is like inherently a platform of like insecurity. Like it's inherently based on like not feeling like you're enough unless you have more.
Yeah. Like how pathetic are these men? Yeah. And I think too, I think we said it before, maybe your other show was, I think these men have no one that loves them. Like they have like, they don't like,
it sure feels that way.
They can't get like, no, like, let's just say one of these billionaires likes women. Let's just, I don't know. And no girl wants to be with a guy like that. No girl really wants to. And he knows that. And so he's not in love. He has no one that loves him. And so he's mad about it that he can't get a girl, and it puts all of his energy now into something terrible. He's angry at society, angry at being shunned by women or whoever else he likes.
I feel like you're describing one guy in particular here.
Why, yes, I am. Why, yes, I am, Corey.
It's like we all think of Elon Musk when we're talking about billionaires.
I mean, I'm describing him and describing a lot of like. Trump, I'm describing. They're all very similar. It's just these men that are just pathetic and don't think that they should have to evolve to attract someone, or perhaps that they should change. It's cavemen in power.
Yeah.
Like, how can you be a billionaire and think that that's the right thing to do? Like, Christ, let the people decide. Let the people have the news. Let us know. It should be an equal playing field especially for news and media. Like,
at least on some, like, I understand, like, there's not really, I don't really believe in like the neutrality of media, right? Mm-hmm. Like I don't, because everybody's got an angle that they take it.
You're right.
Doing things.
You're right. I agree with you. Yeah. Not neutrality. I'm just saying not owned by a giant conglomerate.
That's right.
That he's pushing and silencing anyone else. That's what I mean.
Yeah, we should at least be able to get like the actual facts and not just be fed bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Pathetic.
I guess I'll start here. Regarding the previous comment about China and MLs, Relocked said, I've seen this break away a few from the idolization of China because of their trading with Israel.
Yeah.
Nilo Nostrum said, well said, Nick. They have a lot of power for people with so many mental health problems.
Nice, Nilo. Yeah. Like, these people are the right ones to make a decision.
Kristen Supine, to live in the shoes of a billionaire or a fascist must feel miserable and alienating and must feel like you're consumed by insecurity and unhappiness. No kidding.
Right. Yeah, nice, absolutely. Kristen. That's a great, that's the perfect.
And then Relocked said, I caught an interview with a guy who had linked Teal to Weave of the Daily Stormer. Between him and Musk, I think we need to be much more wary of how well-funded white nationalists are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially like Teal is like wildly unhinged right now too. Like all his stuff about the Antichrist, and like he's just like,
what is with these guys?
I don't know. He's like lost it. And I mean, if he ever had it in the first place.
Yeah. All these, they're all older men. It's like they're worried that their way of thinking is dying, that the younger generations are like, you know what, guys, we don't really like the thought of just being billionaires. We all want everyone to have opportunity. We want to work hard, but I mean, for
if
the right
that's
thing.
the case, if young people are in fact pulling away from a world that creates billionaires, it's because the existence of billionaires has made that life untenable for young people.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like, we don't need to live like this. We could.
This world does not work for anyone.
No.
So
they're just selling this like, oh, look at me and my private jet and my rocket ship and my 10 homes.
Yeah.
Like, don't you see that is the problem? Like they're children. Actually, not children is not even the good word.
No, children are smarter than this. Yes.
Yeah. Cavemen. Like, it's just, that's who they are. They're pathetic. Pathetic men.
I guess moving on.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's public behavior has entered a new level of strange.
Yeah.
Over the past week, he's posted racist AI videos, which I guess isn't terribly out of character. Repeated conspiracy theories, which again might not be that, but he has also confused major events. Actually, maybe he's done that before too.
Yeah.
But apparently even military officials and members of Congress are alarmed, and the government faced shutdown. He posted a fake AI video of himself announcing MedBed Hospitals, which is a fringe online conspiracy about miracle healing machines supposedly hidden by the elites.
Oh my God.
He later deleted it, but followed it up by mocking Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries with another AI video showing both men in sombreros. The White House brushed it off as transparency, whatever that means.
Yeah. If you were the CEO of any company, you would immediately get fired for doing that.
Yeah. Like, and in the show notes, actually, I'll post it in the chat too. I've got this video from Rebecca Watson where she like talks about the MedBeds conspiracy. And she basically like debunks it.
Really? I never even heard of it. I read it in this.
Yeah. The Rebecca Watson video is very good.
Okay.
So
let's check it out.
The link is in the notes and now in the chat.
Okay, thanks. I'll definitely check that out.
But yeah, I mean,
same pulse as what we were talking about.
Yeah.
It feels like I didn't know. I mean, I was aware of Nixon in the past. I feel like I've been doing more research on Nixon lately, and just it seems very. Does this situation seem a bit similar? Like everything's going like it seems like a lot of things are really. Like you said, it's very unhinged. It almost seems like desperate in a sense that it's going crazy and doing a scorched earth kind of mentality. I feel like knowing that you're going to be brought down for something, and then I imagine an agreed upon pardon is already in the works for Trump if he wants to go down by his buddy Vance. It just seems like it's just so like I don't know. And it reminds me of Nixon. That's why I've been reading about it.
Right. Nihilo Nostrum said, things are getting so crazy now that it's starting to lose its potency when someone is called unhinged or something other. Like how, if everyone is a fascist, no one is a fascist. Yeah. If everybody's crazy, then, and there's our super chat from Velkin999. Thank you so much, Velkin999. I said I would cheer. Yay!
What's your tip?
How about releasing the Epstein files?
I love that.
No, that's absolutely right.
I mean, I hope it sounds weird to say, but I just hope that all these guys, that's why they're doing all of this, is that they're all in these files. They were all these disgusting men that are doing the most awful things in the world. They're doing everything they can to keep them under wraps.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hang out with someone who is disgusting, you're also disgusting. I mean, hands down. I think there was a comedian. You ever heard of Cat Williams?
Seems to ring a bell, but
he made a Michael Jackson comment before. It's like, yeah, if you're like if you're being accused of these things for all of these years, it's like, look, I'm sorry, but you're probably doing it. And the person was like, no, absolutely not. He's like, well, would you let your kids be babysat by Michael Jackson? No, I wouldn't. Would you let your kids hang out with Donald Trump? No. Would you let your daughter hang out with him? No. And a single person, if you're a Trump supporter and you have a little an underage daughter, you're not going to let your daughter hang out with him. I don't care if they say yes, they're lying. 100% lying.
Yeah. No.
Sorry for my tangent there, but
absolutely. No, that's
can't help it. Just
it's actually like 100% right. Like, I would not let anybody that I care about spend time alone with Donald Trump.
No,
and
definitely not.
No,
none of those politicians who are on his side that have kids would say, "Oh yeah, my daughter, why don't you go hang out with him for a little? Why don't you be alone with him?" No, a single one of them would say that would be a good idea, solely based on his history, especially with Epstein. You're hanging out with a scumbag. You're a goddamn scumbag. That's it.
Yeah. Relock said, I went from there's no way he had a here's the people I sold children to list to there must be one with how hard they don't want it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's right. Like, cause I'm always hesitant to be like, of course there's, maybe there's no list. Like it is what it is. But also like they're really, really, really against letting anybody know if there's any kind of information about this. So like, there's got to be something hiding, right?
Like what's on this stuff? Yeah.
Makes you wonder. It at least makes you wonder.
It does. Exactly.
Nilo Nostrum said, LOL, lie down with dogs, get up with fleas.
Yeah. 100%. That's exactly true. Good one. Great comments.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. We're going to move on though. So I'm trying to do a new thing. Instead of capitalism's most deranged moment of the week, we're going to try out a counter propaganda.
I like it.
Donald Trump recently designated Antifa as a domestic terrorist organization. This comes with many, many problems. First of which, of course, is the fact that he doesn't have the ability to do that. Like technically, Congress has to do that.
Okay, so now it comes down to an actual vote. You can't just say it. Okay.
Right, yeah, technically. But I know, obviously, we're talking about the United States government, and these days, almost nothing matters. So he can say whatever he wants, and what's going to happen is a bunch of people are going to get labeled as Antifa, and they're going to get targeted by law enforcement, or like random white nationalists or random fascists who are now saying, well, that Antifa is bad because the government said it's bad.
Yeah, without doing any due diligence, of course. No research.
Yeah. But it also has a number of issues because Antifa is an idea, an ideology, a mentality, and a kind of a tactic. Like, it is not a group of people who are like, we're Antifa with a leader. And
I see.
Like, there's no such thing as Antifa, the organization.
I see.
There are organizations that are anti-fascist. But Antifa is not a group in and of itself.
Excellent point. Yeah. So now you're being labeled for having an idea.
Yes. Which is also kind of part of what I think the point is, because when you're fascists, anyone who's anti-fascist is a threat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
now you're labeling someone as someone the way someone thinks as a threat.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just like textbook dictator.
Yeah, that's right.
That's like
it does have like a history, like we talked about Assata Shakur and COINTELPRO targeted the Black Panthers. This is along the same history with government like targeting anyone who might challenge it.
Yeah.
And like I put in the notes, Antifa does challenge the state, though not generally through violence or chaos. It threatens the systems that rely on hierarchy and obedience. And when a government sees opposition to fascism as terrorism, it shows exactly what side it's on.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I mean, you're just showing that you are trying to silence anyone that disagrees with you
That's right.
And when you've already defined yourself as not supporting what is right.
Yeah, that's right.
It can't be any more clear. It really can't be any more clear that if you're on the Trump side, you're on the wrong side.
Yeah, and I know, like even some of the Trump supporters are starting to see that.
I hope so. I hope that's what, like, I mean, obviously I live here in the United States, and that's what, before this election, we were like, there's got to be more of us. I'm like, there's just got to be more of us that aren't. There's no way he can get elected again. There's just no way. And then I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And I feel like not everyone was completely gung ho that voted for him. There's got to be some that are just like, look, this is a little messed up. I'm starting to lose my taste for. I was there. What are they always saying? Like, oh, I was a racist, but now this is just a little too much, even for me, who is a racist. Right. Like, I know I'm a scumbag, but this is just too much. Like,
it's even too much for me. Yeah.
Like, it's just, it's shocking.
Velkin 999 said it's not an actual group. The administration are going after thought crimes, which is accurate.
Yeah. Thought crimes. Oh my God. I think that's from. Oh, what's that movie? Not Fahrenheit 451. It's a Kurt Vonnegut movie. I'm sure you know it, Corey. Or not movie, book. Was it not Animal Farm? Not like Animal Farm, because Animal Farm was against fascists too. It's that comment is very similar to that. It's what it reminds me of.
Velkin 999 also said they keep threatening to use the Insurrection Act against protesters. Last time I checked, protesting isn't insurrection.
Yeah. Oh, excellent point.
And should be protected by the supposed First Amendment. Although I don't believe that any of the rules apply anymore.
Nothing. Nothing applies. No.
Nilo Nostrum, they are calling it an enterprise legally in order to target who seems like an effective way to outlaw official or semi-official anti-imperialist organizations. Yeah, like you've got like your DSA, right? Or like the Democratic Socialists of America, or like any organization that might be considered an they might have anti-fascism as part of their mentality.
Oh my God. Like, remember when it was cool to like it? How is it cool to be against fascism? How is it not like you guys it's like, oh, you're on the bad side? There's like the stormtrooper side? Like, that's the side.
Kristen Supine said, I think people will become distasteful of it, but what we need to teach people that it's worth it and it's necessary to materially act and fight it.
Yeah. Nice, Kristen.
That's right.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Group.
It's
like, we're not the only people that think like this. There's that's right. Like everyone, there's so many people that are saying exactly the same thing that we're saying.
Yeah, like I almost didn't want to cover this as the counter propaganda, because so many people that I see on YouTube and whatnot are pointing out that like antifa, anti-fascism, even like various news outlets talked about how this is not really an organization. This is a mentality. It's the people who are fighting against fascism. And but I was like, this is a pretty easy one for us to do.
I mean, yeah, it's very low hanging fruit, I suppose. But
yeah,
it's just so true that you have to say something about it. Yeah, it's not a group; it's an idea. Like, can't be.
Yeah, Relux said, I can't wait for the RICO indictments. It's going to be fun reading, at least. Yeah, it's gonna be. There's gonna be some weird like what do you call it? Like court cases with people. I know, like we saw it under even like Biden. People were being arrested for being against Cop City, and like this is not a Trump administration only problem.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, none of these past U.S. governments or any government is on the good side.
When Joe Biden was first elected, I had a conversation with Pearson Bolt of formerly of the Coffee with Comrades podcast. And we talked about how even under Biden, like anarchists and communists were all kind of lumped into this like anti-state extremists group. And yeah, I am that, but I have the right to be that, and
Right.
that should
It's
be,
true.
you know,
And that's
like,
important. That's important. You have the right
yeah,
to do that. You're not.
that's right.
Yeah, you're not out there. You're not being violent. You're just expressing an idea, and your idea, Corey, is about equality.
That's right.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
how can that can't be argued? You're like, oh no, I just want everyone to have equal opportunity and to like be safe.
Yeah. Well, you're a
you're a
bit too radical. You're a threat to the state.
Oh God, you're a threat. You're a threat to the establishment.
Yeah.
Cave people.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I guess we're at that point where we talk about various mutual aid groups. So this is going to sound a bit like a broken record because I'm doing the same groups all the time now until somebody else or something else comes up.
They're good causes.
The Regina Cathedral Community Fridge, one of 2 community fridges in Regina that is volunteer run and helps feed people who need help in the city of Regina. If you have a community fridge in your community, I suggest you find them and help them out. Sometimes they're also grouped in with like Food Not Bombs and stuff like that. Like there's various groups that run community fridges, but here's the link in the chat for the Regina Community Fridge.
Nice, Corey.
Also, we're talking about the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, which offers medical care, food, and humanitarian aid to children and families in Gaza and the West Bank.
Nice.
Before I post that, Falcon999 said, I think criminalizing being anti-fascist won't hold up in court, but it will waste a bunch of people's time. Some people may lose their jobs because they're too locked up in court.
Yeah.
And they are like, that's the thing. People will end up spending time in prison or jail, waiting for court dates and whatnot.
That's what they're taking advantage of in the United States is that the courts take time to catch up.
That's right.
They will catch up, but it's not happening. They can
act so slow.
Exactly. Yeah. They act so
fast. It costs thousands and thousands of dollars to fight these things.
Yeah, he's got a legal team that's on that. It's free. You know.
Yeah. Relock said, "Yeah, the carceral state does its job regardless." Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Well said.
So here's the link for the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. My next one is Taylor McNally is an activist and organizer out of Calgary, Alberta, who has a number of pages to help support others. And also she needs help with legal fees after being targeted by the Calgary police for her activism.
Okay. Good one.
So there's that. And then we haven't seen them in the chat, but Some Random Geek also runs a charity links page and sends much of their income to people in need. So if you can go and help them with that,
I need to check that out.
There's the link there.
Nice. Good groups as always.
But other than that, I guess, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. And I hope you enjoyed it. And
great show.
I hope you all have a good one.
Thanks.